start live though.
Oh, we're already live.
Yeah, we live. We're live now. You know, everybody can see us. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another 3BG Live podcast. You know, we're joined by our guest, John Cross from the After Movie Diner. How's it going, sir?
Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Buy an After Movie Diner mask. That's it. I'm not going to sell any more things.
I will say this.
I got Pam on my chest.
Hey, y'all, buy it. See ya.
And like, hey, everybody, think fast. Real quick, if you act right now, you pick up that mask and t-shirt, you get a free shot of heroin and a trip to the ranch.
Yeah, you do.
Yay!
Last time I've been to the ranch, it was so relaxing. Sure, I didn't see my kids for 5 months, but it was relaxing.
I did meet Lamar Odom though. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Wild times. So wild times.
Really?
I'm sorry.
Get that one girl who's way too much of an excess. I'm a businesswoman, but if I didn't even went to the ranch, I would never know how to haggle. And you're like,
Wait, Chris, you got that wrong, sir. See, since this was the 70s, you got to say, well, like while I was there, I shot some heroin and I saw the juice.
Man, listen. Yo. It's like, hello world. This is OJ.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what y'all need to stop calling my boy Orenthal James Simpson. Yes, he killed his wife.
I wonder if during the coronavirus thing, he's like, I can't get these gloves to fit. Like, I wonder if that's the issue. Like,
why the fuck he didn't make a video of that?
Why?
OJ is a fucking murderer, but he is a charming asshole. I understand. I get it.
Much like this movie where you asked me how many times did I think, oh my God, a porno's about to start. It was a missed opportunity.
Yeah. The only problem is in one scene you think that a porno is going to start, and Antonio Fargas is the guy who's. Like, listen, I love Antonio Fargas. I'm all about it, but the last thing you want to see is him humping and bumping.
Because and this is prime Antonio Fargas, so you know a lot of
prime
a lot of that.
Prime Fargas butt in this movie, which I was not expecting, even though I've seen this movie like 500 times.
I honestly never watched Foxy Brown. I watched everything else from Pam Grier, but Foxy Brown. So it's kind of weird for me. It was weird going into it for me.
Go ahead, House.
No, I was like, this was the movie. Like, I seen Foxy Brown and Coffee. I didn't see both of these till like I hit high school, you know, and you just browsing around on TV on a lowly Sunday, and it's like, oh, hey, Pam Grier, and it's like, oh, titties. Wow. Okay. All right. I guess I'm buckling up. Let's go watch this.
Oh,
yeah, that's the main thing.
Like, you know what, the 1970s, like, well, we did Coffee before. Actually, that's the only Pam Grier movie we did so far as like all the reviews we done. We only done that. Well, we've talked about it. She was in Bones. She was in Original Gangsters. She was in that other movie I forgot she was in that we talked about it for like briefly, but she was like 45, and we was like
Pluto Nash.
Pluto Nash.
She's in Pluto Nash. But she's also
she is in Pluto Nash. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me of that movie.
She's also in Escape from LA as well.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons why I wanted to go to Escape from LA. Because we did Escape from New York last year. And just, you know, when you just like, yeah, Escape from LA was a movie. And me, Chris, and Eris were sitting together and sitting there like, what the fuck happened in that movie again? Pam Grier was there. And we're like, yeah. I was like, there was a clean ass subway system for LA. That was about it. Like I don't remember that.
Escape, like Pam Grier and Escape from LA is what you get for this movie. When number one, you killed off Adrienne Barbeau.
You killed her off.
You kill her off, and you need a nice fresh pair of fun bags for this movie.
Also, I just have this idea that now I don't think Carpenter didn't direct that one, did he? Carpenter didn't direct that. Oh, he did? Okay, so guess what? He was like, need another 70s all-star that I liked. Yeah. Somebody call up Fred Williamson. He doesn't want to do the movie. Like, get Pam Grier.
Yeah, right,
she won't say no.
Because he had Isaac Hayes in the first one, so he's like, who do we put in the second one, right? And if
you had Isaac Hayes and killed him off too.
Yeah, right.
No, hold on. And John would love this with the best killing call ever from Donald Pleasance.
The Pleasance is my boy in that movie. He gets humiliated.
You do that to me.
He gets humiliated throughout the whole movie. That's his only one moment of like hurrah in that film.
He's like, it's great because you see his whole body like leaning over the side with the machine gun. You die.
I would like to say, Foxy Brown, what wows me out is that, like, I mean, we're not going to go beat for beat with the movie, but I just love the fact that off rip, we get Antonio Fargas, who plays Link Brown. He already is up to no good. So you already know shit's about to pop off. And I just love
it. I like how he was at it was a taco stand or a hot dog stand, whatever.
Taco stand,
whatever. I just like how it went from these two white guys in suits are going to kill me to, oh shit, here the cops. Who do I try? I was thinking to myself, that brother is in a pickle.
He doesn't just get the cops. How about the fact that he tried to oversell the crap out of that coffee?
Hey guys, don't forget your coffee, man. Don't forget
it. Man, you can't get this good ass coffee, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? It's fucked up because of current times. When he came up to those cop cars, I was like, hey, dog, you might, he probably would have been better off with the cops beating his ass and throwing him in the back of the trunk versus those two. That was the first thing that hit my head. Like,
see, Chris, that sounds like a Richard Pryor line right there. I see them over there. I'm gonna get them cops beat my ass real quick.
Throw me in jail. Like I swear, it looked like that's what Link was thinking. Like, if I mess with the cops, maybe they might throw me in jail and I can get away from these other two. Maybe.
Where were they at? They were in L.A.?
Yeah, L.A.
Yeah, dude, all you had to do was look at them hard enough. They would.
No. You know what? Use the coffee to his advantage. Oversell it. Hold on. Oversell it, and then spill it on them.
How did you like the 1970s run that he pulled? When he did that little thing where it looked like they're like stretching their legs out way more wider than they need to when they run.
The bow-legged shambles. It's fantastic.
Bow-legged shambles.
That's the best. Who doesn't love that in the 70s with the guitars going, the cars driving about and everything? So I think the weird thing about Foxy Brown is, right, I'm obviously a huge Pam Grier fan. I'm obviously a huge Coffee fan and a lot of her 70s stuff especially. But if the team of Jack Hill and Pam Grier hadn't made Coffee before this, and Coffee is like by far, certainly from this era, one of her best all-time movies, then this would be held in much higher regard. And even though obviously Jackie Brown references Foxy Brown, and that most people's entry drug for Pam Grier in the 90s was Jackie Brown, and therefore they kind of went back and watched Foxy Brown. It's a great like grindhouse exploitation. We couldn't be bothered to think of a plot, so we just threw a bunch of stuff together movie. It really is. It's a lot of fun. But like compared to Coffee, and compared to Jack Hill's other stuff, even the women in prison movies that he made in the Philippines with Pam and Roger Corman and Sid Hagen. Even compared to that, this movie doesn't like fully hold together because I kind of feel there's not like a central thing. Like even her boyfriend that you meet who's had his face redone and whatever, you don't get to know him long enough before he's like shot in the face.
Don't kill me.
Oh my God, bro. No. Hey, John, you know what?
At the back of my head, I'm like, who shot Ben Vereen?
Hey, yo, John, just to piggyback off of that, you are absolutely right. Because we didn't even get enough time for him to even read that letter from the government.
Right.
Even he knew right away, yo, this letter clearly speaks 2 days to retirement.
Yeah, it really did, didn't it?
You can imagine.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for all you did. I like the second crumble of that, and that was your death certificate. Thank you, sir.
You can imagine Roger Corman coming into the edit suite and watching the first 10 minutes of this movie and being like, no one's been shot. I haven't seen any titties. I've got to shooting and titties in the next 10 minutes, or this movie's, we got to throw it out and start again. And Jack Hill's just like, fine, fuck it. Let's just cut from the guy coming out of hospital to immediately being mowed down on the street, and we immediately get on with it. Like it's,
Roger Corman is so amazing. I love it how his total whiplash, the total whiplash that Roger Corman puts in everything he does, you can tell is like he got bored while it was going through editing. Like he got bored. No, speed it up. That bullet got to go into him now. The audience is bored.
Well, it's like at the end, right, when she goes to like what's meant to be sort of the Black Panther group or the Neighborhood Watch group or whatever that is at the end.
No, you said it right the first time. Black Panthers. That's exactly what they were.
She goes in and they're like, that sounds like revenge to me. Revenge for what? Your brother? She's like, yeah, okay, my brother, or maybe my boyfriend. Like, it's just like revenge for whatever reason. Let's just get on with it. A couple of guys died who I know. Let's just fucking fly a plane into an outhouse and then let's like fucking go in and shoot up a hooker den or whatever. But yeah, it's
no. I like how it skips certain things where you just want to know, like, wait a minute, wait, how? And the best one for me was she went from flirting with Sig Hagen, which, by the way, seeing a young Sig Hagen always makes me happy because he's Armenian and Moorish, which technically makes him Eastern European Puerto Rican, so he's like the coolest thing in the world.
Big respect to Sid Haig. And I love how at the end of Foxy Brown they whip him in because people must have been watching the movie being like, it's a Pam Grier movie, it's the 70s, it's Jack Hill, where the fuck is Sid Haig? And then Sid Haig shows up.
I was saying that the entire movie. I'm like, wait. Sig Hagen and show up and call Pam a bitch yet. What's going on here? Like, hold up.
Totally let down right now.
Time out. Sig Hagen, real talk, he passed away last year.
He did,
and real talk, he's a decent character actor. Really decent character actor. Cool as fuck. Yeah. Cool as hell. So I just had to put that out there.
And I always forget, he plays the judge in Jackie Brown. It's the only nod QT gives to the Pam thing. He plays the judge in Jackie Brown. I always kind of forget that till he shows up, and I'm like, oh yeah, Sid and Pam again, because they were kind of like this wonderful double act throughout the 70s. That yes, certain people who are in the know will shine a light on it, but most people will not talk about them as like this great male-female double act. But they were in a bunch of stuff together, and I love it when they're on screen. They've got great chemistry.
By the way, you guys, it's not a Pam Grier movie unless we get a sawed-off shotgun in it.
Just one.
Yes.
Just one.
Yes.
I mean, between that and her pulling a fucking gun out of her afro, I was like, all right, I'm good with this. This is great. This is awesome.
Hey.
When she pulled the gun out of her afro, I said, thank you. You know what? If a gun butt doesn't take place, this makes up for it.
This horribly makes up for it.
I will only this is a blaxploitation movie and nobody's getting hit upside the head with a gun. One better come out the afro. One single hand behind the back, and all of a sudden you see like a 9, like
with the action shot too, just like
I think there's one other thing though that really like annoys me about even though I genuinely like the movie, it's up there with like probably top 10 Pam. It's probably in that list, but the one thing that annoys me is at the end she's flat out okay with like just castrating a dude in front of like a bunch of other dudes. She's fine with that. But when she gets to the final boss, the final female, like the hooker madam, right? When she gets to that woman, she's like, killing's too good for you. And I'm like, wait, you just castrated and then killed a dude in front of everybody.
And then put the jar of the dick in front of the woman too on top of that. I'm like, whoa.
Instead of that, we don't get a cat fight? Come on now. Like Coffee has like 13 cat fights.
I'm about to say.
And like Foxy Brown doesn't really have one. It's like just annoying.
Now you said
She put this bitch in a headlock. She didn't toss her around. None of that. All she said is, I want to make you suffer. That's it. I like
you say that Foxy Brown has like 13 cat fights. First of all,
Coffee has
13.
Coffee.
I was gonna say Coffee. Okay, Coffee has 13 cat fights. More that first of all, the bar fight in the lesbian bar.
Oh, okay. No, you do get that. You're right.
That was
totally
like,
right.
that was a cool 20 right there.
Hey, dude, I totally forgot about that. You're right. You're totally right. It has that one major boss cat fight right in the middle. I love that. Yeah.
Also, one other thing I got to point out to y'all. How did y'all like Antonio Vargas getting hit? No, he gets caught with a banana in the tailpipe twice in this movie.
Twice, nigga.
How do you go? Hold on. First of all, how do you go from your own sister hitting you with the okie doke to you thinking somebody trying to give you some more drugs after you in the middle of slaying your side piece? And first of all, you think you smart by trying to put both of the locks up on the door and talking about, hey man, just slide it through the door.
Hey, Eris.
Wait. Hold up, D. They got smart and pulled out the bolt cutters, though.
Eris. Yes. I'm here to tell you this. I'm just going to be real with you. We're in front of our Caucasian friend. I will not accept you calling that woman his side piece. That is disrespectful. That's his white mama. Now you need to call her by what she is.
Yes, you must use that phrase immediately.
Oh, fine.
Refrain, sir. Refrain.
Bro, but the okie doke that Jackie Brown pulled, like, yeah, he's in the car. You gotta help me. All right, hide the stuff, baby. All of a sudden, bam! I'm like, well, you should have saw that coming, dog. Come on.
Yeah, he immediately just goes back to a life of crime the moment Pam's not watching. The moment Pam's like, I'm going down to the store, he's just like, quick, where are the drugs? Where are the guns? I've got to immediately jump back.
Let me snitch. Because, look, to give him his point, he had a program. You fucked it up. I was a good drug dealer. And here's the thing I know about drug dealers. Every drug dealer says they're a good drug dealer. It doesn't matter how shit they are. I'm a good drug dealer. Motherfucker, I called you 6 times, man. But and that was 4 days ago. You ain't gonna buy this half though, right? Why you closing the door? Every drug dealer thinks they're the best drug dealer in the world.
I have to say though, when Vargas is caught like in the middle of some sex with that woman, like I have to say, considering like Vargas, he's pulling way above his weight there with that woman.
I mean, that's on brand for Vargas and any character that he plays. Even Huggy Lowdown and fucking Starsky and Hutch. He's pulling above his weight class. You're like, you know what? I appreciate you, Vargas. I love you, man.
I do. No, and he's sort of the unsung guy, right? Because everyone will mention, especially when we're talking about this era, everyone mentioned like the Hammer and Jim Brown and Pam Grier and maybe even like Gloria Hendry or someone, but like few pull out Vargas as like one of the guys, and he was definitely one of the guys.
And I never understood that. Vargas, of all the blaxploitation actors who came from that area, he had the most. He's been in the most stuff. He's been in every black show there was, and almost every crime show there was. He's been in it. I find it just weird when we rank all the actors. Vargas is not even in the top 10 in the 70s, and it's shocking. And it's almost kind of shocking. I get it. He wasn't the lead man or nothing like that, but
he
was fucking there.
He's in a Backstreet Boys music video, and I'm not shitting you.
I will say this.
He was.
Backstreet Boys.
Hey, D, I will say this about Vargas. Vargas was the black version of the Asian henchman from the 80s of Die Hard.
Oh, Al Leong.
Yeah, Al Leong.
Basically, just give Al Leong lines.
Just give him a line.
Yep.
Give them lines.
But it's always like certain actors are bestowed with those and they don't even know it. Like Danny Trejo was the same way. James Hong is Wong is the biggest one. He's just like we need an Asian. You want to do it? Well, yeah, I'll do it.
Bro,
they don't say no. They don't say no.
And Vargas has been in 134 things. He has 4 things in pre-production right now that are about to come out. Like Vargas is still slamming it, and it's great. I love seeing that. I mean,
you know what was weird? It was like this guy, Rob Morgan. He was one of the actors that was in Luke Cage and stuff. I forgot who he played. Turk, and he reminded me so much of Antonio Vargas. just
And
in
it
his
was so
demeanor
funny.
and
You
everything.
mentioned that.
Yeah.
I remember you mentioned that in the very same season of Black Lightning. Guess who showed the fuck up?
Yep.
Antonio Fargas doing something that I never seen him do. Not number one, I've seen him act before. Number one, let me make it. I've seen him act before, but number two, not only was he acting, but he was doing something way different. He wasn't a junkie, none of that shit. He was just an old man warning you. And the way he did, like, I ain't about to go down that road no more.
Nope, not today.
Your daddy, that's how he died. Like, I'm like, Antonio Vargas is officially old now. Yes.
The one point I'd say about Fargus is he was a character actor, like even in these movies, right? He doesn't play first lead, second lead, the third lead. He's like the character actor in all of these movies, which allowed him to have a much longer career. I think like Fred and Richard Roundtree and Jim Brown and stuff came out of the 70s being like, we're leading men. And then like nobody, like unless Fred made his own movies, nobody kind of wanted them to be leading men in other movies, right? Antonio Fargas was a character actor in Black 70s movies and became just a character actor in all movies. Like, and just kept going. And he would like occasionally come back for like a, I Gotta Get You Sucker or whatever, one of those movies, or like you say, like Black Lightning or whatever. But he just went on and just did character actor role number 5 or whatever in like 100 movies and probably had a much better career for it.
Yeah, I mean it's wild, but we have to talk about our main villains. Steve and
where do I begin?
Steve and Miss Catherine.
Yes. Where do I begin?
D,
hold on.
I have a good way to start it though.
Wait. Before you do, I just gotta ask, where do I begin with 1970s Karen?
Look, let me tell you something, y'all. Eris, you remember when you told me, all right, our favorite villain of all time is one of our favorite villains of all time is Silver, Terry Silver.
Yes.
Yeah, he's one of our favorite motherfucking damn, who's playing him again? I forgot.
Thomas Ian Griffin.
Yeah, Thomas Ian Griffin when he played I loved him at that villain. I want to know what is the very polar opposite. Somebody who is equally batshit crazy, but doesn't do nothing crazy at all. And it's her. She's always got these weird 1,000-mile stares. In that one scene, the best scene when she's hugging your boy Eddie. She's like, "Oh, I love you. I love you."
Yeah, baby. D, I am so glad that you mentioned that part because the whole time she's like, "Tell me," and he goes, I love you. And she goes, "Tell me again." "Oh, I love you so much." This time the camera was on his face. I'm like, very convincing there, Steve.
And the look on his face like, oh damn. How could I not leave you?
If I don't,
I mourn for you.
Have me killed. Yeah.
You know something? The whole time that he was hugging up on her, I'm like this. Dude, every minute that he is spending hugging her, I know through his mind, like he's telling himself, the box ain't that good.
Bro,
it is trash.
You saw when he winked at
the one-night stand that kind of like carried on, and he doesn't know how to get out.
What happened.
John.
He just realized that
No, John, it's worse. It's the one-night stand that should have never happened.
Right. No, totally. But it just keeps happening. And she has this hold over him. And she has all these like henchmen who are going to kill him and stuff. And he's just like, I can't get out of this. I'm not even sure I know her last name. You know what I mean? You love me, don't you, Steve? He's like, I don't remember who you are. Like, what's happening?
And you know what? Hold on. And John, you know something? I think that makes up for why he could barely handle a double barrel shotgun. Did you see him shaking with it?
Yeah, and I have to say that's pretty. Like I know they save it in the edit, but like when he shoots Fargus with the double-barreled shotgun, like it totally doesn't work. And I know that then Jack Hill cuts back and covers him in blood and makes it look like it did work. It totally didn't work.
I'm like, dude, you clearly aimed at the window. How did you get that side of his chest?
Yo, there's a lot of biting your bottom lip of in this movie. There's a lot of that.
I laughed my ass off at just the fact that he's looking at that one chick when she's getting all the group of women together, and when Foxy's walking in there, right? He winks at the one chick, and that's when she's like, how much weight did you gain again, lady? Oh, 5 pounds? Better lose that shit after a week. Meanwhile,
3 days. Like, yes, I will. Yo,
then he's looking up at Foxy while he's making a drink and is just trying to be slick about it. And then she's like, hey, what are you doing? And he just looks slowly like, nothing, I'm just drinking. Yeah, totally.
You can't walk Pam Grier into a room and not have every guy just fucking look at that.
You know what? If there was a time to be honest, it's like, what's going on? What are you looking at? Do you not see all that titty meat right there? Do you not see all of that?
Do you not see Mrs. Pam Grier just walking down the stairs right now? Do you not see that?
Do you not see all that fucking African walking here? Did you not see that shit?
Like, please, you're making Miss Cotton nervous. Oh, believe me, there is nothing nervous about that black excellence walking down the stairs.
I'm paraphrasing.
I'm most definitely one of the whitest people you guys know, if not the whitest person on the planet, and I'm still like Catherine Who and Pam Grier. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just
somebody,
impossible not to.
I'm paraphrasing here, but somebody said that the dimensions would have blown up if the movie somehow got Shaka Khan in there and shit, and it would have been like,
man, you know what? You better be glad this was the 70s, and I don't say it in this way, but you better be glad it's the 70s, and black people weren't going at 100%. And because you can tell when all of a sudden, I guess all the colors combined, red, green, and black, come together. All the black people come together at once, and we do some big thing. Like one of the most famous pictures is Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, Fred Williamson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. There's like a couple other people. I forgot.
The dimensions exploded that day. Like,
but you see what I'm saying? It was a unifying thing. And my dad always said they used to come together. We used to come together for all this. Black women didn't come together the way they should have back then, because they would have made so much money if they did that shit. It would have been insane, man.
The closest picture we got was one with Aretha Franklin, Tina Turner, and was it Natalie? No, not Natalie Cole. Who the fuck was the other chick?
But they didn't start doing those things until like the late 80s, man.
I know, that's what
like Color Purple. Color Purple was a big fucking thing. Color Purple not only told Hollywood, but also told Black Hollywood, you can put black women together and it will make bank and it will be a perfect movie. Mm-hmm. So it took a while for it to get to that point.
You get Pam and Eartha Kitt in Friday Foster. That's kind of the closest you get, like, at that.
Yeah, you're right about that. That's close.
I mean, they were big. I mean, because was Eartha Kitt doing Batman 66 around that time, or she was like not even?
No, that was been off.
Oh, okay.
Friday Foster was 75, so that was
okay. All right.
75. That wasn't that Pam Grier doing a lot of stage plays in overseas in London and all that during that time. Like, she left the United States.
That's the part of her career. I don't know. She may have been.
Yeah,
she might have been.
I know Gloria Hendry went over to the UK to be in Live and Let Die. That was like when they were doing when they saw all the black movies being made in the US. Just like when they saw Star Wars being made, they made Moonraker. When they saw the black movies being made in the US, they made Live and Let Die. And of all the women who went over to be Bond women in Live and Let Die, it was Gloria Hendry. It wasn't Pam. Because can you imagine Roger Moore? Like, Roger Moore is meant to be like cool and calm and collected. And even in Live and Let Die, which was his first movie, he's actually kind of badass. Like, he actually does like treat people mean and shoot people, and it's when he's at his most badass Bond, right? Can you imagine him doing that and having Pam next to him? She would have wiped the fucking floor with him. There's no way that he could have like talked down to her or smacked her about it. There's no way. Like Gloria Hendry, I love Gloria Hendry. She's awesome, but like, she's smaller, she's petite, she's playing a very like nervous character. Let Die. She's not playing like the strong, dominant lead. Pam Grier can't play weak. Like, one of the films that I both like the most from this era, but also really dislike because of what they do with Pam, is Bucktown. It's the one movie where Pam, for whatever reason, is made like a weak character, and it just doesn't sit right on her shoulders. And I'm like, I get Fred's throwing his ego around. He wants to be the guy, and Thalmus Rasula is there, and they're doing the whole thing, and I get it. And it's a great movie, and there's lots in that movie to like. But like having Pam be third wheel and all weak and stuff to Fred, I'm like, nah.
I mean, that makes sense. It's a lot of actors that had that gravitas. It's like somebody telling The Rock, "Hey, Rock, you're gonna have to job out to Kevin Hart," and he's gonna look at you like, "Get the fuck out of my face!"
Yeah,
like,
no,
I think Kevin Hart fucking joke. It better be a funny fucking joke. like certain, like you're right. Like I don't like Pam Grier when she is like not dominant in any type of way. Yeah, she can be dominant and take an L. I'm fine with that. I'm talking like if she's like you said, just like weak. Like I didn't like her in OG, like original gangsters. I didn't like her in that because when she finally picked up
her to a mom, it was like, "Hey, you're a mom now." Okay, I guess.
Yo, I like how they took. Look, I love Pam Grier and all, but I felt it was so fake when they took her as a hostage, and they were like, "I like for real, dog."
Yeah,
for real,
there's
like 5 girls your age that y'all could have kidnapped. I'm not even Pam. You're the number one. I'm just saying though, this makes no sense.
And don't get me wrong,
hated that movie.
I love
even when you
Hammer.
see in the prison movie, like I'll say one of her really good things is her being in the prison movie. In that, she takes zero shit. So it's always awkward when she goes backwards from that.
Yeah, Big Dollhouse, Women in Cages. And the Big Birdcage. She's always like the dominant one. Even Black Mama, White Mama. She's like the one leading the charge, and the white girl's just like, I don't know what's going on, but I long for the ride.
Oh my God, when are we going to do that, Eric? And Chris, when are we going to do that? Nobody mentioned Black Mama, White Mama. Nobody mentioned that yet.
I've seen it only because, again, working at the video store, it's like, hey, I've never seen this before, and I just popped it in because somebody. Here's what was funny. Here's what was funny. So somebody had bought the DVD, and I guess apparently the DVD was messed up. That tends to happen because you're getting it from the distributor. You tend to get some DVDs that messed up. So we gave him another copy and stuff, and we just had that copy there. I was like, fuck it, I'll watch it, And I was watching this stuff, and there were certain parts it will like the CD will actually skip, and you have to pause and then play it again and stuff. So I was playing.
Like, wait, I didn't miss any plot.
Yeah, it's like whatever. But I was just watching. I was like, this is actually not bad. Like, wow, I've never seen this before. Like, okay, this is great.
Well, those Philippine movies gave like Jack Hill and people like that a chance to go over to the Philippines and kind of sneak in a little bit of art and a little bit of craft and a little bit of script writing into what otherwise was just exploitation films, right? And that's what I always talk about those Grindhouse movies, because you're like, wait, this has actually got some really good writing in it and like some pretty decent acting in it. And yeah, if you look past the tits and the guns, which have to be in there, like you can actually kind of get into these movies as something more than what they were sold as. You know what I mean? It's why I both. There's two things. Like, I get why people don't like the phrase blaxploitation. I totally get it because they the way they read it is they read it as black being exploited, which is not what it means at all.
No.
It's like Ozploitation is exploitation movies made in Australia. Canuck exploitation is exploitation movies made in Canada, and blaxploitation is just exploitation movies made with black. But the thing that I always frustrates me is that because of that label, they are looked down upon. Like, you don't see the African American filmmakers that come after this period doffing their cap or referencing those guys. Like, even when Spike Lee or Denzel or whoever it is gets like a huge award and stuff, they don't talk about the fact that like Pam came first and Fred came first and Richard Brown, and they don't have to, but like they'll reference Sidney Poitier, they'll reference Harry Belafonte, but they won't talk about Fred, Pam, Jim, and people who kind of kept the fucking lights on in the 70s, right? And the reason is because it's like exploitation, and that's become like this bad word and negative connotation. But there's so much good shit. Like, the reason why Bucktown gets a pass for me is there's so much good like social commentary in Bucktown, even though there's like some like really questionable shit in it as well. There's like some really good social commentary in it, and the same goes for Foxy and Coffee and Friday Foster and any of the movies that Pam did. There's some really good shit in there that gets covered over by the tits and the guns and the gore.
Did y'all appreciate how she infiltrated that group with the quickness? Like it was like
too quick.
She shoots her brother, and then
Just a little bit too quick.
No,
she shoots her brother, and then the next day, yeah, I'm part of this gang now. I'm like, whoa. Next day, you're in there now.
Yo, CJ, let's be real. Let's be really real. After her brother pretty much spilt his guts, literally telling her everything that she needed to know, dude, you might as well have just given her the manual as well as the script to the movie.
Yeah, whoa.
Yes,
whoa.
Steve. Yes.
No. Something else just hit me. We're not asking the best question of all.
Mm-hmm.
So Homeboy's plastic surgery was really that good?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yo, man.
Hold on, wait. No, D, I can answer that question. Apparently not good enough to get killed literally hours after leaving the hospital.
Yeah. Man, look.
Don't forget, it still takes the white guys in the movie like 90 minutes to figure that shit out, though. Even though he's killed at the beginning, it's not till the end that Steve turns around and goes, "Did you know that was really her boyfriend?" Like, really?
No, John. I am blaming all of that. Not the director, not the writer. I'm blaming this on the producer.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that one. Yeah,
I'm blaming the producer for that. Also, dude, when Fargus immediately knew something was up when he sees Mike, like, hold up, your name Michael?
Yeah, the newspaper clippings.
The moment Fargus
not even
like, I think he knew something.
Yeah, not even the newspaper clippings. It was just the second he walked up to him, shook his hand, like, Michael, huh?
Yeah,
Michael.
Surgery.
I was really waiting for him to say his name like a third time, like just look back at him, give him that real suspicious look, and go, Michael.
No, Sue. You know what he did? He did the next best thing. You know what he did, Sue? He did the next best thing. Say, so Foxy, I'm gonna go for a walk right now. I'm gonna go on a nice leisurely walk right now. And I'm like, so you're making it obvious that you're gonna snitch your ass off, but sure, go for a walk.
I'm gonna tell you what exactly he did. He went for that walk. He went for that walk, trying to tell himself, nah, that can't be him. That can't be him. I don't even think it's him. I don't even think it's. You know what? Fuck, I'm gonna kill that. No, I don't care. I'm gonna snitch on this nigga. That's all it is. That's all I have to do.
That is pretty good Fargus. When you got high there, that was a pretty good Fargus impression, my friend. That was awesome.
First of all, CJ, first of all, it's Fargus. It's Fargus in the 70s. Everything he says has the subtlety of an explosion made by Michael Bay, all right?
Yeah, it does. It really does.
I mean, like it's every time you see him walk into a room, hey, y'all, what's up? Who you snitch on, nigga?
It's like, come on.
Hey,
no, but what have you rolling?
You always gotta do that. Hey, what's all this? Hands up and shit.
Bro, but this organization strips these girls away from their families, because I like how this one girl got a whole ass family, and the husband is like, yo, I haven't seen my wife in like 2 weeks, dog. What the fuck's going on here?
2 weeks? No.
With the baby and everything. Like, it's crazy.
Husband shows up with the child talking about, look, your kid ain't seen you in 6 months. I picked up a new job in Seattle. That's where we going.
Bro, with the new job in Seattle too, like, yo, we getting paid. Let's get the fucking back.
I like, dude, if you look, I'm gonna be real, y'all. If he said we just got a dog, they would have killed him. Because I'm like, bruh, the more you explain this beautiful, happy Negro life, you're gonna get killed.
Yeah. Well, that's the same in any movie, right? The moment guy, like I was watching, I don't know if you guys have been watching Perry Mason on HBO.
Yeah, I'm actually about to get into that.
Right, but there's a family there, a black family in there, and he's a cop, and his wife is pregnant, and they have like this happy life, and it's going to be this happy life, and he got a job, and she's having a baby, and everything's great, and through the whole series, I'm like, when are they going to die? When are they going to die? When are they going to die? Just because you assume in the movies, because we've been told forever. Like the moment they have a happy life, someone's coming in there with a car or a machine gun.
Hey, I love the cut of his jib though, because he took a punch at Steve, and Steve was like, "This motherfucker, okay, hold him, let's go."
Dude. First of all, that was a very good right hook from an extra.
Oh, it was.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Almost like it was probably fucking real.
A featured extra swung on the main villain and lived to tell about it.
I know, right?
Now, you know what? Hold on. 70s movie. And a 70s movie, and it's the white villain. Now, another thing. If this white villain was Italian, oh, he would have fucking killed you.
Oh, absolutely. Matter of fact, can I point out something else? This family kind of got off easy because number one, he just got away with like what, a couple gut shots.
Yeah,
might have had a punctured face, might have had a broken rib or two, but he's all right. You know, the man made it to his job Monday morning, and Claudia, that's her name, Juanita Brown, the actress, dude. When they broke away from that bar fight, that was the last we ever saw her.
I know, right? Did she go home? Did she make it home?
She ran away. And
don't talk to D, because D is going to give you a dark ending. Don't talk to D.
Oh, I'm not, no. I'm not gonna get. No, I'm not even gonna get the dark ending. She took the advice of Foxy Brown and said, "Look, your husband's waiting for you at the airport.
Go now."
I imagine she called a taxi and left.
Got to the airport in her stripper outfit still.
You know what she did? You know what she did, right? Hey, yo, D, you're gonna get a kick out of this. You know what she did, CJ? Taxi! Drive me off this picture.
You know who the bad guy should have been? If it was, I know they went for like a female bad guy, so you could have like the Pam versus a female bad guy at the end. But it should have been Henry Silva. When you said it was an Italian American like bad guy, it should have been Henry Silva, because that guy
Henry Silva would have been my favorite thing in the whole movie if that happened. That would have.
He would have been amazing. If you'd had Henry Silva versus Pam Grier, then you could have had a scene at the end where she just went to town on him with fucking, a taser and a knife and a shotgun and a baton and everything. Like, she could have just wailed on him forever. Like, that would have been amazing.
Oh man,
that final fight though,
man.
Most underwhelming final fight ever.
It really is. Like, the plane bit is better. Like, her flying a plane to guys. Oh, by the way, I love the guy who stands on the runway and as a plane is coming towards him, drops his gun and goes, ah! Like, run out of the way.
No, John.
I like how he broke apart.
No, John. No, John. I got one that beats that. Here's one that beats that. How about when he was trying to shoot, the other guy was trying to shoot at the plane, right? The other two of the Black Panther Party, they shoot him twice. He gets shot in the back twice. He turns around just so he can jump back.
I'm telling you right now, I don't know if I said this before. When you've watched Black Dynamite, and you go back and watch blaxploitation movies, at some point it's comedy at that point. Because at first, before you watch Black Dynamite, you look at blaxploitation like, okay, they're silly and stuff like that, but there's a degree of like, all right, you take them seriously. But when you watch Black Dynamite, you just realize, you know what? Despite all the wackiness, all of them had fun on the films. You know they did.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. Fun bags and guns aside, I wanted this movie. I want to see a movie more about the Black Panther Party.
Right.
That would be funny.
Because seriously, throughout the second half of this movie, they became the most interesting part.
Yeah.
Although I love the assumption is that they've been sitting around doing fuck all until Pam walked into the room and was like, What do you want? Like, people are fucking dying outside. And they're like, I don't know, maybe we should talk some more. Like,
we take care of one pusher a day. That's our quota.
Right? Their little thing at the front where they have the guy who like pretends to be like blind or whatever.
Why aren't y'all out there? Why aren't y'all out there? Say, mama, don't you know what we be doing out here? We are here trying to protect everybody. Now, one day we had to stop 3 pushes. And guess what? The hood is better. There's a crackhead outside.
As Sue says, they only have a quota. They have a quota.
A scene later, they have no problem castrating a dude. Like, a scene later, they've given away any balls whatsoever, and they're just like, I'm just gonna chop.
Well, you remember
yo, you just gotta imagine that shit. But all right, man, we're gonna. Whoa, oh shit, who did that shit? Jermaine, what the fuck is your problem, nigga? Oh shit! Hey, Foxy, you see this shit? You cool with it?
I wanted one of those guys earlier around the table to just be like, hold up, we should take a vote on this, shouldn't we?
first off,
you know what? No, I'm sorry, John. Why did I just think there was this black guy with your voice say, "Excuse me, excuse me,"
like a really
British, the most proper like, British.
He's got a pipe and everything. Just 1 second. I think we should take a vote on this. Like that.
I swear, D said Jermaine. I'm like, first off, yeah, Black Panther's got Jermaine from Vietnam, and he's clearly got PTSD. So they're already like strike 1 and 2.
I told you when I came out here, I'm chomping off somebody. I'm chomping off a honky's dick when I come out here. I told you.
We thought that was a metaphor. We thought it was a metaphor, guy. All right.
We thought that was like, man. I thought you were playing around. You know who else was playing around? You know who else was playing around? Charlie. Charlie wasn't playing around.
Look.
He just start rattling off names like Red Brown in the middle of a movie.
CJ,
they don't want justice. They wanted to come home.
Hey, yo, CJ, not every movie is just gonna go out there with metaphors. Look what happened in Roadhouse. Remember the big rumor? Dude pulled out his jugular. All right,
everybody but the one guy was like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Well, in Roadhouse, it's even funnier because all the way through the movie, they're like, I hear he tore a guy's throat out. Yeah, I hear he tore a guy's throat out. Did he tear a guy's throat out? And you're like, oh, I'm watching this movie because I know some dude's getting his throat torn out.
Right. You hear it enough times. Look, you hear it enough times, it's going to happen. Same. The one thing I'm waiting on, and stop me if this happened, I need the pencil. I need the pencil thing from John Wick.
Listen. Every John Wick meme is always funny. Like, hey, he ran out of bullets. John Wick grabs paper on bad guys. Fuck, he's gonna kill us again.
Oh, the best bit in John Wick is the opening. The best bit in John Wick 3 is the opening scene in the library where he just takes a dude out with a book. Like it's
he took him out with a book, but
put the shit back on the shelf.
Yeah, and put it back on the shelf. But no, see, the reason why I want the pencil more is because in the first movie, the main bad guy tells the story. There's a story with the pencil. That's why I want to see it. See, everybody else in movies will be like, hey, I heard he took out a guy using this, or he took out a guy using that. It's simple. It's too simple.
It's like a Seagal. It's like a Seagal movie. Remember in not I'm gonna say Hard Target. You know the one that was out in our favorite one. Seagal out in
Alaska helping Native Americans.
Yeah. Remember where Army was I heard this.
On Deadly Ground.
On Deadly Ground, right.
Yeah. Irby had me die when he's like, my man at DC told me that this guy's the real deal. This is the man that you send in when you can't get, when the Navy SEALs can't get it done. This is the type of man that you would leave in the middle of Mexico with nothing on but a pair of underwear, and he'd be on your back step with a case full of pesos and 50 guns. You hear me? He's that type of badass. You're telling me all this, and Steven Seagal is barely running.
Meanwhile, you go simple. Like sometimes you just gotta go simple, like Under Siege 2. That's Casey fucking Ryback. God damn it!
I love everything about
just a name. That's all you need to do.
Hey Chris,
just a name.
Hey Chris, Casey Ryback with the inverted guile kick.
Yeah. Yo,
when really, if you're going to do a big lead up to Steven Seagal, it's like, do you know that's the guy who took out the entire buffet at that Vegas casino? It's not that's the guy who took out like 15, whatever. That's the guy who ate that steak from the movie with John Candy. Oh, I'm forgetting the name of it now, but where he has to eat like the 80 pounds.
Great Outdoors. Yeah, Great Outdoors.
Yeah, that's what Steven Seagal did. That he ate 3 of them and got like free food for life.
Hey John. Some say that to this day that buffet never recovered.
Yeah, no, it never did.
I gotta say though, we talk about the drug pushers and stuff. The only reason why the Black Panthers didn't go on any pushers is because you remember, in one night, Foxy Brown managed to fuck over a judge from helping the bad guys, which cleared all the pushers out the neighborhoods. Remember?
Yep. Yeah. Oh, hey, hold on. Dude was giving out 20-year sentences like he was giving away candy.
Exactly.
Yay?
I mean, I would rather.
I feel bad for the white guy selling weed just to make sure his daughter has some food. Oh shit!
Hey, look, man. Look. If he was smart, he was on a different neighborhood.
I know, right? I just laugh. I was like, in one night, she cleaned up the streets, and the bad guys immediately was like,
night?
In one night.
And I like how the later the day, the judge didn't help us. I knew that black woman was too good to be true, and I was like, wow. They just
Yo, what I heard, no, the thing that got me is like they got all the pushes in one night. Real talk, when I heard that sounds like something very illegal. What happened? That's too much.
And I love how like the corruption is so localized. Yet the idea that why couldn't she have gone off to Seattle and done whatever she was about to do? Because like all corruption was like super local. Like if any of them had just, I'm not saying like run away from corruption. I mean, deal with it head on and whatever. But like they all could have just moved one state over. You know what I mean?
No, actually, John, I'll take it a step further. Just go to Sacramento. You've been fine.
Yeah.
Go to Sacramento.
Go to Sacramento. You fine. That's go to California. Just go 500 miles up north.
Go to Sacramento.
DJ, though, LA has really good coffee. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
No, seriously, Chris. Go to Sacramento. No one will look for you there.
Nobody will look for you there. They will not look for you there. I can assure you, they will not.
Wait, actually, I gotta go to the east. What do you mean you gotta go to the east? Why? I don't know. Something in my heart is like calling me, and then you hear like the Circle of Life theme song, and she's like driving into Atlanta or some shit like that.
Oh God, no.
Dude, so I think we've held off long enough. We have to talk about when she gets to the ranch, because holy crap, does it get ridiculous? And when she gets to the ranch. Wow!
First time when they kind of defile her, or later on when she comes back for revenge.
I would say both is because it's like they shoot her up with heroin, then jump her off at the ranch. So she's already like high as fuck, just out of sorts.
And that's just horrible. And just to be honest, in between that time of her blacking out the first time doing heroin and waking up. Oh yeah, they done took turns. You already know it. Why are we even talking? Yep. That's the whole thing. It is so fucked up. It's weird. It is not even like a shock of like the movie going that direction. But when it happens, it's like really gritty, really good and gritty. Like Jack Hill's good at that. He's good at making it feel like you can feel the sweat. You can somebody shitty. Like you know what I mean? Like you can smell that room.
Hey D, you know what was the dead giveaway?
Yeah.
The torn sleeve on her shirt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the torn sleeve. Look, the torn sleeve.
What? You thought I was gonna say the open open button? No, come on.
Come on. You have class.
Let's put it this way: in most movies where there's like a male protagonist, right? In most movies, there's that end of the second act before the third act, they get like beaten up or they get drugged or they get whatever, right? There's like one thing that happens to them, whatever it is, especially in like detective movies, right? There's always that scene in detective movies where the detective gets like hopped up by someone and slipped to Mickey, right? Yeah. In this movie, in order to prove just how fucking badass and impossible it is to take down Pam, they have to like completely get her hooked on heroin and do some of the most vilest shit to her just to show like how fucking hard she is. Because if they just, I don't know, hit her a couple of times or like, I don't know, pushed her out of a car and dumped her in the desert or something like that, people are like, that ain't taking Pam down. Like Pam's back in a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
you gotta break her. You gotta break her.
It is the absolute worst sequence in any Pam Grier movie. I don't like it. I don't like that they do that. But I'm just saying that there's always that point in movies where the hero has to look like they're really on rock bottom. And for a Pam Grier movie, like this is the most rock bottom. And it's horrible. I'm not like applauding the sequence, but clearly somewhere with an exploitation mind just was like, we got to fucking break her down to nothing in order for the ending
in order to just you know.
And,
I mean,
you want to know what it really. You want to know what it really is, though, John. That is the magician act in these movies.
Yeah.
That is the magic act, because you break down the main character. We already know they're going to get out of it. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. You can hold on. You could put her in Jim Kelly's position in Enter the Dragon, where he is tied up, has a boulder strapped to her feet, hanging in chains above boiling water. She's going to get out of that completely unscathed.
Yeah. You're the lead character.
Exactly.
You're supposed to get out.
Now, here's the problem. All that stuff they did to her had horrible after effects.
Yeah, horrible.
Now, and I mean horrible for them, because all they did was just make sure that what she's gonna do to y'all is gonna be 10 times worse.
She set fire to some people. That's
dude. She set fire. She blew up She blew up the crack palace of the ranch.
Yeah.
And hold on. And she made Wolverine claws out of wire hangers.
Yeah. And she flew a plane into an outhouse.
You know what? And look, and she was lucky that it was a 70s movie, not an 80s movie, because that plane would have exploded if it was an 80s movie.
Oh, absolutely. Dude,
but you know what?
Hold on. If it was an 80s movie, the plane would have exploded going through a wall of cardboard boxes like they do in car chases.
There's literally, I think, a Cynthia Rothrock PM Entertainment movie where she's in a speedboat and it lightly grazes a rock and blows up. Like, I'm pretty sure that's a thing that happened.
Oh, wait. Hey, Chris, hold on, Chris. I got to ask you this question. This is definitely for you. During the Black Panther group, did you like seeing, number one, the militants turned startled made his appearance in this movie? Did you also like seeing a dude in the background with the shotgun, aka the guy from Harlem?
Bruh.
I mean, that was his cousin. That was his cousin. That was his cousin Tracy.
No, hold on. You gotta give him the proper title. You call him Tracy. Now, the guy from Harlem's cousin. Hold on, the guy from Harlem's cousin. The guy from Harlem. Dude, like, that's the guy from Staten Island.
I knew he was going to say that. No, hold on. Man.
The black sheep of the family.
Yeah, for Staten Island. Yo, oh my God. Hey,
real quick.
I wanted to get back. I don't want to derail anything, but I wanted to circle back to what John said earlier about Pam Grier being in a situation like that. The one thing I debate that a lot when it comes to having a strong female lead. You have to break them down through sexual conquest like that. Now that works in some stories. It only works in some stories. It's when it goes to that area of just being gratuitous for fuck's sake, an exploitation movie. It's fine. Like, you expect to see that crap. But the thing is, it's too easy to do. That's the real problem about that. Yeah. It is too easy just to say, oh yeah, and that's when the guys got and they raped her or they did something like that. The reason why I don't go back and watch Ninja Scroll is because Kagero is so strong, but yet the second the dude tries to rape her, go ahead. I don't care about my life.
I mean, there's a reason why.
Wait, hold on. I gotta stop you there, D. First of all, outside of that one time, she never ever said, oh, go ahead, I don't care. First of all, when it happened, she knew what she was doing. Because you remember. Yeah. All
right, look, the point is this. All right, you got me there. Because when I think about it now, yeah, you're right.
She knew what she was doing. She's like, oh yeah, go ahead and kiss me. You do realize that the moment you kiss her, you pretty much signed your own death warrant.
The point is,
you are kissing a poison taster. This is her profession.
The point is that it's too easy to do. It's just simply too easy.
There's a reason why.
I thought it was like I'm sorry, Chris. Like, I thought it was ridiculous only in the sense of everybody tripped out, like it happened in Game of Thrones, and I was like, that seems on par. No, you could have did it a different way. No, he's that type of asshole that will fucking do that. If it was anybody else, oh, come the fuck on. But him, that's on point. Like certain things you can get, but sometimes it's just.
I mean, there's a reason why. Like, there's a reason why. Like,
shit.
I mean, but there's a reason why. Like you said, Game of Thrones is probably the one example they can get away with that because let's be real, that world is already cruel as is.
But then again, there was like two. Yeah, there was like 2-3 other times. All right, chill.
Yeah, but there's a reason why movies and TV shows kind of move away from that trope because it's too low hanging fruit. It's like,
well, I've even seen. We've even got to a point now where I've seen movies that are clearly doing some form of either exploitation or grindhouse throwback, or even like a genre film, like even just a flat out genre film where you expect certain genre tropes that come out these days, and people start talking about them as if they were meant to be serious movies. And I'm like, you're kind of missing the point. Like, people have stopped being able to like separate that whole idea behind here's a serious movie, right? Like The Color Purple or whatever, right? Here's a serious movie talking about a thing, Schindler's List, here's a thing talking about a thing, right? And then over here, there's Foxy Brown and Coffee and Friday Foster and whatever it is, right? And on one hand, you kind of got to watch things as they were made, right? And that's not to justify some of the stuff that they do in these movies. Like, we all go into it knowing that, like, in the 70s and the 60s, they did heinous shit in movies that they didn't do in the 80s and the 90s. We get it, and like, we're adult enough to figure it out. But I even see movies now, whenever they try and do anything that's even remotely genre-like, I'm not even going as far as exploitation or grindhouse, but like just genre-like, just like things that we were watching in action movies in the 90s, and they try and do them in now, especially if there's like a black cast, because then they go immediately, everything has swung so far the other way that the moment there's an all black cast, people expect some searing important statement about whatever.
Yep.
And I'm like, can't they just make an action movie or a sci-fi movie?
Look, you know what's funny about that is that, like, good example. The Sam Jackson, the Shaft movie that came out where he had his son, right? I know a lot of people.
You mean Shaft, like the comedy version of Shaft?
Yeah, the comedy. Yeah, the comedy.
Oh, they bumped into windows. As I dubbed it, Will Packer presents Shaft. Yeah, it was.
or as I like to call it, Gen Z's Shaft.
Exactly.
Right.
Or as I like to call your granddad. See, they don't make nothing like this no more.
Yeah, right.
But like, I remember going to this movie. It's like, all right, Chris, just get it out your head. This is the Shaft that is coming out. But like, there was a level of like, you know what? I can take a little bit of appreciation of the comedy aspect of what they're doing in Shaft. It's funny. It didn't have to have a message. Fuck it. Whatever. Let's go with it. You know? Fuck it. I'm with it. Let's go.
DJ, I am totally with you, except that it was Shaft. I've got nothing wrong with, like, if I would rather someone wheel out Richard Roundtree and be like, hey, let's put the dude in a movie that and let's make it a comedy movie, or let's make it an action movie, or let's make it a blockbuster movie. But by making it Shaft, my only issue is I'm such a huge fucking fan of that franchise, and I love the original three, and the remake with Sam Jackson, or the sequel, however you look at it, from like the early 2000s.
It was okay.
It's decent. It at least stays within the realm of like what Shaft was originally. But like, when you watch especially the first Shaft, but even the later ones, when you watch the first Shaft, it's as written as tightly and as well written and sculptured as any other film noir, as any other detective movie. Like the one-liners, the patois, everything is fucking amazing. And the fact that it happens to have an African American lead is it's not about the script, right? Yes, they make some statements about it, and they obviously play to the time that it was made in. But like, that's just a strong ass detective action movie. Like, it's just really well done. It's a really serious movie, and it doesn't matter like who's in it really, other than Richard Roundtree's like the coolest fucking person on the planet.
That's the actual truth. It's solid as fuck.
It's solid. Here's the problem with making the Kevin Hart wacky knockabout. We fell into windows version of Shaft. It kind of shits on Shaft. That's my only issue.
And that's the truth. I see no problem with doing different things with a character and all that. If you want to make a comedy, if you want to make something super gritty, if you want to do something something in the middle, something going back, I'm all for you doing whatever to that character. But there are some things where it's like, I'm not subscribing to it. I ain't say all that.
Listen, I want Richard Roundtree to get all the Hollywood paychecks Hollywood's willing to.
Oh, he got his paycheck in that movie. Right. He was like, "Hey, pay me."
If they have to make 20 shitty shafts just for Richard Roundtree to get paid, hallelujah. Let's make it happen. But I would rather Hollywood, instead of being like, "Oh, let's make him the wacky old grandpa," like I'd rather they just make like a fucking Richard Roundtree movie. Like, why not?
Now, John, I want to ask you this question.
Yeah.
Like DCJ, like hold your responses because I want to know. I got to know this from John.
All right. Okay.
For you being the big Shaft fan that you are.
Oh God, you're going to ask me a trivia question I can't answer. But go ahead.
No. Okay. I just want your opinion, your honest opinion.
Yeah.
Do you call last year's Son of Shaft or Shaft 2019, whatever they call it?
Yeah.
Do you call that our generation's Shaft in Africa?
Man,
I know, because Shaft in Africa actually takes most of itself seriously and still has some pretty decent set pieces in it.
Oh, okay. Put it this way. It takes itself seriously, whereas Shaft 2019 is Shaft in Africa that's self-aware.
Right. No. Okay, I'll give you that, but I don't know how much tolerance I have for self-awareness anymore. I like it.
I give you that, especially with a lot of movies admitting that they're self-aware.
Right. Because there's a very fine line, right? There's a fine line between making a slightly bonkers gonzo third part to a franchise that probably should have just had maybe one or two movies, and making it with a kind of like, fuck it, let's just go to Africa, let's just film a bunch of stuff. There's that, right? With a kind of grindhouse blaxploitation aesthetic with Richard Roundtree and the whole bit. And then there's like, well, you know what? That was pretty wacky, but we could like make it super wacky in 2020. And there's knowing what came before, and then there's going out and intentionally making a shitty movie. Like I don't know. I'd
say this though. I think the Purge movies, I think a good example of it striking the right balance. The first Purge.
Right.
That was a good example. Now, when you look at the first Purge, that technically kind of was a black movie to a degree. And I was just watching, I was like, okay, those Purge movies to me are on the level of an exploitation type movie to a degree.
Yeah. They're
And
like the Saw franchise or something. They're like an exploitation. Yeah.
They know what they are. And I remember watching the first Purge and I was like, okay, so we got a black cast. It takes itself seriously, but it doesn't take itself seriously, but you still enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
And like it will get, and like even the black women in those movies are like, oh no, they're not weak. They will like rip some ass when they have to. And that's the balance I think a lot of people just want. Like, give me that balance, like where you make everybody just on equal footing and we're fine. Just give me that.
No, and listen, I totally get where Hollywood is at right now and where they're where the idea of sort of having black cast or black actors in a movie as a predominant part of the film or whatever it is has become like a cause, right? I get it, and I get why every kind of 10 years that has to happen in order to kind of get past it. But the only reason why I think I constantly go back to like the 70s movies is because, and I always think of what Fred Williamson says. He's not a black action star. He's an action star. Period. It doesn't matter. Like he'll beat anyone up. But like it's not about like beating up Whitey, although he does that in plenty of movies. But like it's just he's just an action star. He's just doing an action movie, and it doesn't matter if it's Hammer or if it's Die Hard. Like it's an action movie. It doesn't matter. Like it doesn't. And the fact that he is a black guy being an action star is revolutionary in itself. Like he's always led that as his mission. He's always like, I don't die, you don't fucking kill me, and I always get the girl. And like, it sounds on one hand like his big ego, but on the other hand, it's him kind of being like, I'm the only guy out there doing that at this point in time, and audiences need to fucking see that, and not just black audiences, but all audiences need to fucking see me being an action star. Like that needs to happen, right? And the fact that 40-50 years later we're back in a place where it's like, if there's a black action star, it all has to suddenly be a thing rather than it just being an action star. And I'm not against things being things. Messages need to get out there. Stuff needs to change at the top, et cetera, but also, like, I just want to watch a good action movie. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to say, like, you know what I'm saying.
Oh, no. There's a reason why, there's a reason why, like, The Rock, he never really picked him. He's like Fred Williamson. He's like, look, I'm just making action movies and family films, but mainly action films. I'm not pegged as a specific, like, hey, I'm the, he's like, I'm
we get into it. Look, let me put it to you this way, John. We have friends that we get into it with because they don't consider The Rock black enough. I'm not joking. That's all it is.
It's a dead serious thing.
The man who is half Samoan, half African, Canadian African American, however you say it.
Yeah.
But
because there's a Canadian in there, I can also claim like a bit of white is in there. That's great. I'm joking. I'm totally joking. I don't need to claim anybody. But yeah, anyway.
But the point is, we get into fights with that, and it's so stupid. I think one of the things that Chris Rock said, and I always mention this to everybody, Chris Rock said, when can we make stupid ass movies? No. When can we make stupid movies? When can we make movies without us saying, I don't think this make us niggas look good? When can we make a regular movie without us saying, where does this leave us? What would Dr. King think? Dr. King be laughing his ass off. Shut the fuck up and make the movie.
We have officially hit that. That's
the other problem. But you now have this situation where, like, if a black person is too goofy in a movie, it's like, oh, why are they doing the minstrel bit? And you're like, wait, what?
They do that to Kevin. They have been trying to. It feels like black on journalists to D. It feels like black journalists.
Whatever you're saying, I agree with it.
No. It just feels like they have been trying to sabotage him for a while. Like, why they do that to every black comedian that gets a little bit too funny. When a lot of white people start liking him, black people have this thing like, you're going to leave us forever. We're never going to see you again. I call it Lionel Richie effect, where black people won't. Because this is bullshit. There's plenty of people that love Lionel Richie. Plenty of black people that love Lionel Richie. But as far as that motherfucker saying wearing our colors, I don't think he would be.
I mean, but that's the thing. It's just like
look. My man said, "Man, I knew it was over when Say You Say Me came out." I'm like, man, the white people got him.
But like I told you, D, we've reached that point now where I was like, D, I think we've reached that level where
I'm glad
we have so much content where it's like, look, we can have our bad stuff, we can have our good stuff, and they coincide because there's an audience for both, and we're fine.
As much as I fucking hate reality TV, that took a lot of pressure off of it.
Yeah,
because that's trash, and everybody knows it's trash. But we're in it.
Exactly. So it's equal footing. It's look. Don't listen. I found out the Hispanic community is in the reality game too. So.
Oh no!
We're equal.
Oh really?
Really?
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that. It's serious.
Man, them and the Koreans would have us running. The Japanese are good at that shit too.
Man, but like we're just getting back to Foxy Brown and stuff like I said. Just going back to it and stuff like I said. I appreciate it because, like I said, the fact that it ends with her throwing the jar of dude's penis, it felt like that shit from Black Dynamite. Do you want to die?
First of all, CJ. First of all, I got to applaud Foxy Brown for putting all of that together. I mean, she took the time out to buy a red bag just to put
mason jar, everything.
Just to put it in the store.
She's like, I need to buy a mason jar. And he's like, how big do you need a mason jar? And she's like, so big, and just holds up the bag.
It's like about this big. We're good.
Oh my God, that's dick.
Winky white dick. She's just like, I need to put this dick in it. Do you have anything for this dick?
All puffy and shit.
Somebody at the hardware store is like, give this lady a fucking jar. Jesus Christ, get her out of here. What's going on here?
I'm not even imagine Could you imagine Foxy Brown walking into an AM PM looking for like just to look for a jar, some ice, and quite honestly, like some red Kool-Aid to put it in or something.
Bruh.
Oh my God. I just like the fact. Like you said, getting the getting the red bag though. That's a black woman move right there. Make it cute.
Yeah.
I want her to be all the way surprised.
I'm just get shot in the arm and was like, nah, I'm gonna let you live. I'm like, what?
Maybe she was like, I know we dragged you out of the desert, we drugged you up, we raped you, we beat you, everything like that. But maybe she's bringing me a nice purse. Who the fuck knows?
It's like, what's in the bag? What's in the bag? What's in the bag?
I just gotta be real. I gotta question that empire now. So was she like thwarted? Like, is everything over for her now?
I'm guessing it's
like
over.
Is the empire finished? I don't know. I'm just asking.
Pretty much is, because let's be real, D. You know you reach rock bottom, and CJ, you'll get this. You know you reach rock bottom when you find your dude's severed mess spilled out all over the floor, and the first thing you do is you reach for the Pirates of Dark Water knife.
Bruh.
Yo.
Dude, first of all, she had that thing sitting there on a coffee table.
I'm just saying,
I like to think that she's out of it and Pam takes over the prostitute racket. That's what I like to think. Like Pam becomes the madam and just maybe she pays everyone an equal wage.
Wait. I just realized something. Did Truck Turner come out after this?
That's a good question. I don't know. Probably around the same kind of time.
Wait, do you mean Truck? Wait. Do you mean Truck Turner, or do you mean Willie Dynamite?
No, Truck Turner.
Chuck Turner.
You're right. Chuck Turner. Yeah.
Chuck Turner.
74, same year.
Same year. Yeah,
same year. 74.
I don't give a fuck. Power vacuum. Nichelle Nichols takes over. Gets half the girls.
Actually, technically, you would be true because Chuck Turner came out June that same year. Foxy Brown came out in April.
Right.
Now hold up.
Yeah, power vacuum.
First of all, she gets shot in the arm. Never mind the fact she got shot in the arm. How about the fact that she took all the time in the world just to get that knife out? I'm like, hey,
it took a while.
I'm like, hey, didn't don't take all the time in the world. Don't rush.
I mean, I'm just saying,
you know what we have to do, guys. I've even thought about it, especially with the whole like universes. Everyone's trying to be universe now. We need to go back to the 70s and build like a black cinematic universe with like all these different movies, John, and see if they all like tie together.
Now, John, hold on. Now look, you pretty much took it a step further for what I was going to say. I wish we could have done this. If someone was thinking back then instead of what we got now, which has pretty much been overblown, if we could go back to 1979, I know somebody just whispers in the ears of any Hollywood director and say, hey, look, I need Fred Williamson. I need Foxy Brown, Pam Grier. I need Willie Dynamite. I need Shaft. I need, look, you know what? I'll even take, we'll even pull up Rudy Ray Moore for Dolomite.
Of course. You have to have Rudy in there. That'd be amazing.
In other words, I want the Expendables of blaxploitation films.
The closest we get is Original Gangsters. That's the closest. That's
not the closest.
And there's a couple of Fred movies. There's a couple of Fred movies where he has like him and Jim and
I need Jim in it. I need Isaac Hayes. Like, I want everybody.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, John. Bernie Casey. It's like him and a couple of him and Bernie Casey. Mm-hmm. They all came out like in the 2000s.
And I want this movie to be made in 79. It has to be that period piece.
Also, there was a TV movie in the 90s called Hammer, Slammer, and Slade that had Jim Brown, Bernie Casey, and Isaac Hayes in it. That was another one. Huh. It also had Eric LaSalle and Martin Lawrence in it as well. It was a TV movie.
I feel like that could be looked up, but I feel like there's like zero footage of that thing.
It might be on YouTube.
It's on Brown Sugar right now.
Oh
yeah. You know what? I keep forgetting. The Brown Sugar has like a ton of fucking movies on there and stuff.
I got to tell you, that's funny. This is kind of funny because the guys from Brown Sugar, when that first launched, right? because I'm on Twitter, and in my Twitter handle it says like Pam Grier touched my beard, right? So I'm not going to tell the whole Pam Grier touched my beard story, because I'm sure everyone who fucking knows you guys and knows me knows that story about Pam Grier touching my beard. But the guys from Brown Sugar like wanted to speak to me, right? Because they were like, oh, this dude's like tweeting a lot about Pam Grier movies, and he seems to know his stuff, and he has this website. And they were going out to websites trying to get like people to talk about their streaming service. Yeah. So it was the funniest fucking thing, because they were like, they emailed me and they said, can we call you? And I was like, sure, we want to know all about the story about Pam Grier. They called me up and they're like, hey, blah, 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 blah. They did this big spiel about being from Brown Sugar, and we really want to hear the story. And I was like, the moment I went, oh, hello, yes, let me tell you my story about Pam Grier, and they could tell immediately that I was like some white English dude. The moment you could almost hear them on the other end of the line going, oh, wait, no, we thought this guy was on the level. What the fuck? Who are we talking about? Like, you could just hear it. And I was like,
weirdo that we get.
I was like, this is brilliant. I can tell them the story and they have to listen. So I like told them the whole story, and they were like, yeah, that's great. Thanks so much. Bye. Click. Like,
wow.
The best thing. No, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. They totally didn't want me to be promoting Brown Sugar. Like, that was not the demographic they were looking for.
I mean, but it's weird, because it's just like, it's just tied into Foxy Brown. It's just crazy. Like, I find it amazing that now, like with My Name is Dolomite just dropping like last year and stuff, how like I've been seeing like a lot of people younger than us that are like, hey, I've been watching blaxploitation movies. I didn't know they were this wacky. I was like, ho, yes, they are, sir.
Yeah,
I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, and in fact, actually, when we were talking about like just action stars or stars in general who were just stars, and Eddie Murphy is a prime example. Like, Eddie Murphy was just like a funny dude. Like, I mean, yes, obviously he had like a huge appreciation from a black audience, but also from a multicultural, multiracial audience. But like, ultimately, once he entered movies, Beverly Hills Cop wasn't like, oh, he's a black cop, by the way. He was just Beverly Hills Cop. Like, it was just a movie, like a funny action movie to some extent. Like, even in the movie, and I don't know that. Sorry, guys. No, go ahead. I might be wrong, but I like growing up, I just watched Eddie Murphy. It was just like, this is just fucking funny. Like, it didn't even like, it was like Eddie Murphy on one end and Chevy Chase on the other kind of thing. Like, there wasn't a difference.
Even though he was in Beverly Hills Cop with that one movie where we just said, oh, he's a cop. He's had other cop movies, because remember, in 48 Hours.
Now, but in 48 Hours is far more racial than Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, yes, it is.
In terms of the character he's playing against Nick Nolte versus Beverly Hills Cop, where that's all I meant.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, we hit that point. Like I said, I just find it funny too, just the appreciation that Pam Grier got. Like, once everybody started going back and looking at blaxploitation, I'm like, yeah, Pam Grier been fine.
Yeah. And not only that, but like that show that she was in, that sitcom on ABC that she was in with Lake Bell, the Bless This Mess, she was actually like really funny in it. Her and oh man, I'm gonna forget the dude now, but he's in all the Christopher Guest movies. Ed Begley Jr. Her and Ed Begley Jr. were actually super funny in Bless This Mess. I can't believe they canceled it. It was actually like, I'm not one for cozy ABC, white folks move out to the country sitcoms. Like, that's not my thing. But you give me Ed Begley Jr. and Pam Grier being shit funny every week, like, I really enjoyed that series. And it was female driven. Lake Bell and her Elizabeth Merriweather wrote and produced and directed that shit. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I think we got to that point. I think it is because of all the stars that came before. I think a lot of I would say younger 20-year-olds now, they are hopping on to stuff, or just hopping on the fact that, like, God, we did so much stuff and there's so much this. I think what they're also finding out is, wait a minute, so when Granddad, you realize that the older people are full of shit when he said we ain't do shit for like the way black people would describe it. We stopped making movies in 1977 and didn't do nothing until like 1991. Like, that's the way it's always. Like, I never will understand why we have this little attitude toward ourselves of not producing stuff. Like, even when we were producing a whole lot of stuff, like like now, the way it is now with streaming services and all that, you can find whatever you want when it comes to black entertainment. But there's still this attitude that we're not doing nothing good. We're not doing nothing positive. Do you know the only time we can get a movie that goes to the movie to get a worldwide release and nationwide, most of the time, we're fucking slaves. So I think because we do that to I don't know if it's like Hollywood, whatever, we just write one dimensional, which I call bullshit on that, because if you see the plethora of stuff that we write, that's bullshit.
We talked about it when we did Acrimony.
I don't understand it.
We talked about it with Acrimony, like when Tyler Perry came onto the scene, he kind of started the whole thing. I'm not gonna say Will Packer did, because Will Packer did and stuff, because he started before Tyler Perry and stuff, but it was like direct to DVD, Tron, and all that stuff.
Yeah,
when Tyler Perry
came in, making all these that was like much like how VHS helped a lot of people, helped a lot of little studios. DVD did the same thing, and Will Packer was one of like 5 people.
And streaming's doing the same thing as well. Like each new thing is. But you look at, like, even before that, like Fred Williamson, even after 1975, the moment Hollywood was like, we're no longer interested, he was like, fuck it. I'm going to go abroad. I'm going to set up my own company. Fred made like 4 movies a year for 20 years. You know what I mean? Like when I went back and tried to like watch a bunch of Fred movies, I'm like, wow, there is so much to choose from. And do you know what? 1 in every 4 or 5 ain't bad. Like it's
I'm about to say, like because if I am mistaken, they're all good in Italian.
hey. Lastly, though,
most of them are real. Like you can tell that Fred is the only English-speaking person in the whole cast, because everybody else will have this stiff dialogue and all that, and you can tell they're being dubbed in. Then all of a sudden, here comes Fred Williamson. It's like, oh, you're the only one with an actual mic on you. Yeah. Oh, Fred's the only English person here.
But like, lastly, though,
Fred did a lot of them, though. He did a bunch of them.
Which is pretty interesting, because think about how many other people like that try to make it in Hollywood. They'll get like this one push. It doesn't go as good as Hollywood expects it to. And so the actor in question will just be like, screw it, I'm going overseas. Fred Williamson did that. Bruce Lee did that. Like, quite a few people did that, where they just went overseas, and the funny part is you don't see none of these things, like none of the stuff that they worked on until years later.
Yeah,
you know what? I'm actually shocked.
Fred would come back to the U.S. and under Po' Boy Productions make shit with his friends. Like he did stuff with Jim Brown, he did stuff with Jim Kelly, and he did stuff with Gary Busey and with all sorts of guys. Like Robert Forster. And then there's this like a whole cool rash of like action movies and horror movies and stuff in the 90s, where those guys, like you say, like Ice-T and even Snoop Dogg and stuff, were getting into those old blaxploitation movies. So they started to put like Pam in movies, and they started to put Jim and stuff in movies. I love that. I like all that stuff is great.
I mean, the 90s actually really helped out the 70s stars, and that's, you know, of course, because those are all the kids that grew up seeing you, of course.
Yeah. Oh, Tim Burton puts Pam and Jim in Mars Attacks.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot about that. He did that. Like one of the like even with like you always have that, like they had that real good cushion of these 70 stars getting put over. Like the real reason why everybody said the real reason why George Clinton still has money is because Ice Cube has pretty much used his music in every little thing he has done. Even in his movies, he'll drop a George Clinton song in there. And it's just
it wasn't because of his appearance in PCU?
Man, listen.
Or having him appear on Bop Gun.
Bro.
What?
I have threatened D with that movie PCU every time.
I busted out a Jeremy Piven movie in which George Clinton shows up.
But like
that's a good one. That's a good one. But really, but you see that. But like you said, like Snoop loves Pam Grier.
Yeah.
He loves, I gotta put her in my movie.
I mean,
she's in Bones, right?
Yeah, she's in Bones.
Didn't the RZA put her in? What was that movie he made with her in the 70s? Prism made a movie, and then it kind of flashes back to the 70s. It's all about mob guys in the 70s, and she's in
I know what you're talking about.
It's sort of weird because she's wearing a big fro, even though like it's like clearly a fake fro at this point. But it's it's sort of. Oh man, what is that movie? I'm gonna have to look it up now. That's gonna drive me nuts.
My wife has. I will always mention this anytime I mention Pam Grier on the show. My wife has said clearly she had a big ass crush on Pam Grier when she was on the L Word.
Oh, that's what she was in, John. She was in The Man with the Iron Fist as RZA's fucking mom. That's what it was.
What?
Yep. Yeah, she was.
That was not her.
It was.
Yeah, that's what it is. Man with the Iron Fist. Yeah.
But here's the thing. Closing out though, I talked to one of his directors, Deion Taylor. He's the one that did this movie called Black and Blue. And that was one of his biggest things is that like we rarely see black women get pushed to the forefront in movies as like action stars. And he really was like, yo, I wanted to put Naomi Harris, granted she's in the James Bond films and stuff, but I really wanted to put her front and center in an American movie, front and center doing action scenes, because he was opposite Frank Grillo in that movie. And she's actually not too bad in the movie. The movie itself it's cheesy as shit. The fuck you want. But like they had her opposite. Yeah, it really is. But like the fact that you rarely see like an actual black actress like front and center in action movies, like, oh, okay, that's fine. That's
and
cool.
Zoe Saldana tried it, right, with Colombiana or whatever that movie was.
Colombiana, I hate to admit it because I don't like Zoe. It's a good movie.
Yeah. Shaky cam aside, it's actually pretty good.
I
know she went into a bunch of Marvel movies after that, but like that was it almost like Gina Carano did Haywire and then really kind of went off and did.
Yeah.
It's like, Gina, don't talk. We just want you to do action. Don't say nothing. But anyways, this was fun. John, so where can people find you if they, because we're in 2020. I'm pretty sure people are like, "Who is this guy? I don't know him." And stuff.
Yeah, who is this guy?
Who's this white person?
Yeah, what's he doing, messing up this podcast with all his opinions? He should shut up right now. But anyway, you can find me at the After Movie Diner. It's aftermoviediner.com. Everywhere that After Movie Diner is available on the internet, that's where I will be. Facebook, Twitter. Instagram, all those good places. This has been an absolute pleasure, guys. I absolutely love waxing rhapsodic about these movies. I'm a total geek for them and a total geek for the period, and it's great to talk to you guys about it. So a super pleasure to be able to get my 70s Pam and all that stuff on. I loved it. It was awesome.
I just have to shout out to, before I let D go, the Sleazy Spader podcasts are great because there are movies. Some of those movies I've never seen. I'm like, I need to watch this movie now.
No, you don't. How did you think I felt when he called me to do one of them? And I'm like, what the fuck did they make this? The fuck is? Wait a minute, Phil Lamar? What is Phil Lamar doing in this movie? Like, it was weird. It was weird.
Which Sleazy Spader did we do now? I'm gonna forget.
Oh, it was a movie where he was about to kill his wife and he was cheating on her, and they was like in the middle of the Ron Swanson was in there without his mustache. God, who else is in the movie? Kevin's mom from Home Alone.
Oh, you did. Was it?
Oh, Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, Catherine O'Hara.
Was it Speaking of Sex? We did.
I think so.
That's the name of the movie. Yeah, that's the name of the movie. Yeah, it was that.
Such a weird fucking. That was such a fucking.
You want to see two white guys and a black guy try to dribble a stone ball up a street? That's what the fuck it was. Mo didn't give me nothing. I'm just throwing jokes at Mo. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, Mo's all about the computer games these days. I get him once a year on my New Year's Eve show. That's it.
Oh my God, we get him. I try to get him once a year. We got him this year. We got
Disorderlies. That was great.
Yeah, we got him doing Disorderlies. He asked for Disorderlies the first time we started doing this shit. We had to get it to him.
Mo was talking about doing Disorderlies on you guys' podcast like years ago.
It was, folks, you gotta understand this. Here's how long Mo's been doing this. When we first did the podcast and D made our Facebook page, right? We would comment in John's group and stuff, and Mo would be like, "So, guys, when are we gonna do Disorderlies?"
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like the comment and kept it moving, right? And D was like, "Yeah, we'll do it eventually."
Eventually,
hold on. Meanwhile, here's me pulling the Ned Flanders high-pitched squeal.
It's like 8 years later, we finally did it, guys. Cha-ching.
I mean, we finally did.
Yeah, 8 years late. Hold on, 8 years later, we finally decided to do it. Here's me. I'm trying to get excited about it.
But, try.
Well, guys, we'll have to have you all on to do a Sleazy Spader next year. That'll be great if you guys.
Man, you can't have any more Spader movies left.
Oh, I have so many more Spader movies left.
Bullshit, really?
That man has a filmography, guys.
That man has a filmography. It's kind of crazy.
God damn it.
So we'll have to have you guys do that. That was fantastic. But no, seriously, guys, it's great to be on the show, and it's great to have known you guys as long as we have. And I hope we just keep doing this and having fun.
Yeah, I always make it my business to try to get all my friends on at least once a year. I didn't get you. I know. Yeah, we didn't get you last year, but I know I got you this year. So. Yeah. I definitely had to.
And we've been talking about this episode for what I feel like the whole lockdown. I feel like we planned this in.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I got a question for John, by the way.
Yes.
So I would like to know when you shoot a henchman twice in the head, and there's no blood effects. There's nothing. It's like you literally shot into paper mache.
Yeah.
What level of budget are we working with here?
We're working with a ham sandwich and a stick of gum. I don't know that they have.
Okay, hold on. Now you say a ham sandwich. There's high quality ham sandwiches out there, my friend. I need you to be specific. Okay.
We're talking ham curling up at the edges behind a counter in an Arizona rest stop. Kind of
wow.
Okay, man. Yeah, there we go.
Talking. From 1974. Yeah, that's what we're talking.
Man, good old budget.
Oh, so John. So basically, the same ham sandwich that ended up in Jamie Foxx's movie Held Up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. That ham sandwich.
All right. All right. Oh man, but thanks everybody for joining live on this. This is always great and stuff. You actually enlightened one of our friends, Tank, about the blaxploitation thing. So he's learning things. This is a learning podcast.
Yes, that's what we want. We want more people to discover it and more people to get deep into all these movies.
So with that in mind, we'll catch you guys later. Peace out.